It's a lovely, beautiful, both inside and outside, Nellie Harrington. Nellie.
Hello,
And right next to her is Carl Davis. Carl is going to be talking about the significant health of mushrooms. To my, on the other side is Carolyn. Carolyn is on. That's Carolyn. And right next to her is Richard Phelps, our guru, computer genius. And I don't know how much of us can be shown, but we also have Cynthia and Joshua, who will be playing along with Denver Noble. There they are. So we could be doing a split screen, I guess, for a while. Anyway, to start off the show, we usually ask for prayer. And I'm going to ask y'all to pray for my friend Jerry the Planters and his wife Carol and Jerry's son Brandon and Jerry's whole family. Denver knows Jerry. He's supposed to call in. Jerry is a great Christian guy, good friend. So anyway, we ask for prayers for Vince Bro, who is a power lifter like me, who had open heart surgery a few months ago. We asked for his full recovery. I asked for prayers for my friend Toby Bertrand. Toby has a little bout with cancer. We asked for prayers for him. Richard, can you think of somebody? Your mom?
Two people whose names begin with M. One here in the southwest Louisiana area. She's has a chemotherapy. Her first name is Marilyn. And then up in Seattle, a friend, Marla, dealing with aging parents and other issues that's causing a lot of stress. Just pray for peace. And then my mother just had her 89th birthday. Miss Connie Phelps up in Seattle. She's doing well. Her two friends took her out to dinner and got her flowers.
Okay. And we would ask for prayers for Carolyn's dad.
Actually, my dad is home now. Thank you for all your prayers out there, guys. And I also will pray for you as well, as I know people do go through their struggles, and I ask, for prayer for people out there as well.
Yeah. Okay. And thank everybody for watching. We're gonna have a good show. I would like to start off by talking about, like it seems like I brag on myself. But ladies and gentlemen, in the old days, I was so down in the pits that I'm just amazed at where God has brought me. And I'm not bragging on me, I'm bragging on Jesus. And back in the old days, like my dad, I grew up in a perfect, not perfect, but another middle class family. We had everything we needed. My dad owned his own drugstore. He never accepted me as his son, and he continuously picked on me and abused me most of the time. And even one time when Dr. DeMai told him I had an inferiority complex, my dad flew into a rage toward me. I thought he was going to beat me to death. I don't know why, it was a traumatic event, but it was almost like I'm not a man if I don't stand up myself. And I was just a little kid. You don't do that to a little kid. Yeah. But anyway, it was traumatic. And it left me feeling like I was totally worthless and self-hate in myself, And of course, growing up, most people after the service didn't want to have anything to do with me. No woman really wanted me. I had a girlfriend, but that was pitiful. And that's been the story of my life, all my life, with little support and little help from anybody except my mom. My mom was a treasure, if y'all would meet her. It's full of integrity and class, But that's all I had in my life growing up. After I became an adult. And most people would ignore me. Of course, I had strange behavior. I never hurt anybody purposely, but sometimes I would talk kind of out of my head. And anyway, my friend Todd Bertrand, who I worked at Possum's restaurant, and Possum's a great guy when it was open. He told me to talk to Mike Fugely if I wanted to learn about Jesus. I connected with Mike. Mike led me to the Lord, and that is the most important thing that has ever happened to me in my whole life. And Mike helped me out back then, and I got Mike's back whenever. Mike was in my life for a season, and then he disappeared. And of course, I love Mike to death and his family, his lovely wife Tina and their kids Gabe and Brittany. You know, they got a great family, great people, and I thank you, Mike. But anyway, I went through hard times even after that. I got married, and my wife, it didn't last. My wife bought me this lovely jacket that I'm wearing, and I got the jacket, and she got $40,000. It didn't last too much. But, you know, that's life. I forgave my wife. It takes two to tango. We were both at fault with it. But anyway, we're trying to talk about, to encourage everybody. My friend Guido tells me, I talk about things like I've never been loved and stuff like that, like I'm crying or something, and not bringing anybody, trying to help people get up and be happy, you know. Well, I'm talking about this for a reason, because since I've had Jesus in my life, then I have accomplished some extraordinary things. You know, first of all, I invented AOC's insight into mental health with my friend Jamie Ballou. It was us that started it. And also, I have 25 world championship powerlifting AAU titles to my name since I powerlifted, with 35 state records and 3 world records. So that's pretty good. And I would say I did it all by myself, the training, but thanks to my friend Nellie with her interventions and different things like getting off of Diet Coke and my diet and everything, I've gotten even stronger. Thank you, girl. And also, and I will say, I now have a support group with Denver and Rosalind Noble's NAMI, you know, and we go to this, and that has been a great support. And for a guy who was alone most of the time, and I'm still alone most of the time, but I got good friends that are there to support me. So I'm grateful for that. Even with that, I've come a long way. And to top it off, and this is what I've done mostly myself, I wrote a book on my life. I'm so grateful for where Jesus brought me. I wrote a book on my life that we're going to show some pictures of me before and after. This is me before. How do I look? I look like an old man or what?
You were quite a bit.
Oh, that's me. I was pretty.
Quite a bit heavier. And,
yeah.
Yeah. You looked
And that's
different back then.
Yeah, that's how I look back.
That's when we started. That's when Bob started in this.
And this is me. I'm not too cute. Look at the sores on my mouth that you got rid of from me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing, the transformation. You've done all the hard work. And look at the difference.
Look at that.
Now,
That's
see
something.
Smile. That's a nice
Yeah, you look happy there.
before and after, and
You
all the
look
sores
sad
are
in the
gone.
first one.
This is after too. This is he has really been working hard.
All right.
That's not bad. And so, Brandon, this is me
Oh, wow.
with my medals. Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
AAU world champion. And it's all God. I have nothing. Well, I have something to do with it, I guess. The determination of the Bienvenus and the Borks, you know. And also, I would like to read, like Nellie encouraged me to read a little bit of my book. So I'm going to read that. See, it's 8:06, we got time. So y'all might find it interesting, because the other day we got the new jacket cover for my book, and tomorrow we're finalizing the contract. One day in February, this is part in my hippie days. One day in February, a bunch of us climbed into Melvin's car and drove to New Orleans for Mardi Gras and had quite an experience. We watched parades and fought the crowds on Bourbon Street, where if you lifted up your legs, you would be carried along with the crowd. We had a lunch. We had a bunch of mescaline barrels and ate them like M&Ms. When we would start coming down, we ate some more, just like eating candy. It was a long time ago, but I remember staying one night in the dorm room of some guys who were attending the University of New Orleans. I think, but I don't remember the particulars. I do remember all of us sitting in Jackson Square. It was Possum, Rusty, Melvin, and another friend, Andrew and I. We were sitting on the grass, loaded on mescaline with hundreds of hippies and college kids. Then we went down to Canal Street to watch the parade. I remember tripping and looking at a popcorn machine and hallucinating to it, thinking that I was in some sort of weird dream and that nothing I saw was real. I was very much afraid and anxious, probably due to the illness, the drugs, the hallucinations, and the thousands of people everywhere. I was very much overwhelmed, and while looking at the popcorn machine, an eerie feeling came over me. I passed out right on Canal Street. My friends helped me up, and I came to and was all right. We partied in New Orleans all weekend until Tuesday, and drove back the next day. Another time as a okay, I got that. Let me get. This is another part. Another time, Possum, Rusty, his brother, and his wife, and Rusty's girlfriend were all of us at the pavilion in the state park, tripping and doing weed with me. I remember watching the fire we had made in the fireplace move from one side of the room to the other. I also remember walking with Possum in the park about 2 o'clock in the morning, tripping on the trees and Spanish moss. He said that he would see grapes in the trees. I got jealous of him because I too wanted to see grapes in the trees, but I didn't see them. We ended up the night lying on top of the roof of the pavilion, stoned out of our minds, talking about aliens and space and astral projection, and how the earth might be just a molecule in somebody's hands, and many other outlandish discussions. We were passing the joint to each other while we were talking. The rest of our friends were on the ground. Possum was talking to me, and when he turned to look at me, I wasn't there. I think he got scared and started calling my name. I said to him, "Here I am." I had slipped off the pavilion and landed on the ground. Everyone was scared I was hurt, but when I told them I was okay, everyone got a big laugh. I think when Possum didn't see me, he maybe thought that I was abducted by aliens. Anyway.
You know what part I really liked about your book?
What?
Is how far you have come.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, and I'll read parts of it, and I love the parts about the history. There was a lot of history in your book that I didn't know about. That was really informative and just kind of told about where you lived and some things that I didn't know. And it's a really, really, really good book.
And like the history of St. Martinville and the church and all that.
When y'all would go to the movies and you get the little tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the horse races.
Little personal tidbits like that. It's really, those little tidbits really made. So would you like us to show the cover now and read?
Yeah, Brandon, can you show the cover of the book? See if we can get it.
We can read the book cover jacket while you get it up.
Can you get it up, Brandon?
He's trying.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
We're all going to read a part of this book cover jacket for Bob as a tribute to what he's done and what he's accomplished. Go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay, this is on the back of the book jacket that my friend and editor, who is now a friend, Sally Donlin, wrote. Sally is Assistant Dean of Liberal Arts at UL. So here we go. Let's see, somebody's calling me. I can't get it. I don't know who that is.
Okay, yeah, this is the book cover jacket. Text From Light to Darkness to Glory, which is the name of Bob's book.
Okay.
About the author, Robert Bienvenu is a weightlifter and a Christian and a schizophrenic. He holds numerous titles in powerlifting and hosts a weekly television show on mental illness. He currently lives in Lafayette, Louisiana, and is working on his second book about living in faith with mental illness.
Description. Robert Bienvenu was born into a traditional upper-middle-class family. He spent an idyllic childhood growing up with his brothers and sisters in a small town in South Louisiana. His bright future darkened suddenly, however, when schizophrenia was presented, triggered by a traumatic experience as a very young man.
From Light to Darkness to Glory recounts his tortured journey through a devastating mental illness that he didn't understand and didn't even know he had for years. By the time he finally came to terms with this disease, his life had changed irrevocably.
Robert suffered through one failed relationship, one failed job, and one failed aspiration after another. He plunged through life in a downward spiral until he finally found the strength to slow the descent. Reaching back to the athletic activities he had loved as an adolescent, Robert picked up a pole vaulting and weightlifting again, ultimately earning numerous awards and titles for his skills and dexterity in powerlifting, but finding the patient souls who helped him find real strength in the glory of God and the sort of faith he had never known proved to be the lucky break that saved his life.
And I think you should read the last one.
Okay, I'll read it. Robert's rekindled strength of spirit grew out of that newfound faith and depends on the personal relationship he has developed with Jesus Christ, which is true. That relationship has enabled him to face his demons, excel in athletic competition, and help others through a community television program that focuses on mental illness. This is Robert's version of that never-ending story. And I'm sorry we couldn't show the cover of the book jacket, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if they put it on or what.
We checked it 3 times.
It's a mistake, but I don't know what we.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, we can't show it, that's all right, you know, we always have glitches, so,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
did it 3
I
times.
apologize to you. I was hoping to show
It's
it.
a bright yellow cover, has this color picture on the front, and the text on the back. It stands right out.
So anyway, I'm sorry, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we're gonna have kind of an entertaining program, because this is the Christmas season, you know? And we would like to have first of all, Denver Nobles play. Then we also have Cynthia and Joshua. If Denver, you can start off. I don't know if they're showing you or what.
I don't see me, but
You ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
And missing.
Hand missing, Brandon.
we're all over the place.
You want to come sit here? Oh, we got your music over there.
I'd just like to start out by saying, you know, I've been knowing Bob since '95, and I had the opportunity. Richard sent the email out about the book cover, and Bob and I have been through a lot of ups and downs and stuff together, and to think that we've been friends since 1995, and I knew Bob when he was in his bad days, so to speak.
Yeah.
I went through his marriage with him, which was very rough, but we're thankful that Bob is here with us today to even actually announce that they got the book cover done, because Miss Rosalind's read the book and she was very pleased with it, and when she saw the cover today, she said that's way out there. So
Thank you, Rose.
everything's coming together, folks. And yes, this is a Christmas season, and I do a little bit of bluegrass, and I had 2 sentences written down yesterday, and I guess the man upstairs knows how spiritual I am. He wanted me to write a song, so
Yeah.
I do bluegrass, and the music to this tune is Sitting on Top of the World.
Okay, before you start,
All right.
I would also like to say hello to the people at Ann's Stable, John, Zach, and the beautiful, gorgeous Jody Bienvenue. Hi, Jody. We'll hope y'all enjoy it.
It wasn't a Christmas time, one snowy day. Santa Claus came and he went away, and now he's gone and I don't worry, 'cause he'll be back a year from today. With everything he came to the house, came down the chimney like a mouse, and now he's gone and I don't worry, 'cause he'll be back a year from today. With reindeer ding-a-ling-ling and children just caroling, and now he's gone and I don't worry, 'cause he'll be back a a year from today. Rudolph with his mighty red nose, shining the way everywhere he goes. And now he's gone and I don't worry, 'cause he'll be back a year from today. Christmas presents all wrapped with joy, giving wishes to the girls and boys. And now he's gone and I don't worry, 'cause he'll be back a year from today.
Maybe we can alternate. How about Cynthia and Joshua playing? Can y'all sit down and play, or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit. You want to read a thing?
Oh, wait, okay, before y'all do
Let
it,
Carolyn read her book.
let Carolyn read the
All right,
book.
well, okay.
And then y'all can,
This book I found, and it's pretty positive. It says, "Don't look back," and I'm going to read it to you. And it seems like it's a pretty thick book, but it's very short sentences, so it shouldn't take me that long. And it says, "As you travel through life, there are always those times when decisions just have to be made, when the choices are hard and solutions seem scarce, and the rain seems to soak your parade. It can't be me. There are some situations where all you can do is to simply let go and move on. Let go and go on. Gather courage together and choose a direction that carries you toward a new dawn. So pack up your troubles and take a step forward. The process of change can be tough, but think about all the excitement ahead if you can be enough to the ends of the earth. There could be adventures you never imagined just waiting around the next bend, and wishes and dreams just about to come true in ways you can't yet comprehend. Perhaps you will find friendships that spring from new interests as your challenges in your status quo, and learn there are so many options in life and so many ways you can grow. Perhaps you'll go places you'll never expected and see things that you've never seen." Page here. "Or travel to fabulous faraway worlds and wonderful spots in between. Perhaps you'll find warmth and affection and caring, or somebody special who's there to help you stay centered and listen with interest to stories and feelings you share. Perhaps you'll find comfort in knowing your friends are supportive of all that you do, and believe that whatever decisions you make, they'll be the right choices for you. So keep putting one foot in front of the other and taking your life day by day. Don't look back. You're not going that way. Have a wonderful life."
Oh,
I
beautiful.
think that's great. And also besides, I know you can't see me, but besides saying hello to the beautiful, lovely Jody Pievy, who's chopped dead gorgeous like Nellie, and these girls, Cynthia and Carolyn, yeah, beautiful girl, and also the Rosalind that's watching, and Kristen. But anyway, I would also like to say hello to Miss Jackie Ballou, who has been an angel for me, and also to my cousin Joan Seymour, who has been an angel. So, like I have guardian angels, so, if you go with God, guardian angels come along. Okay, y'all ready to sing? Okay.
Yes.
Joshua and, Joshua and Cynthia.
All right, this is a song that's it's got a little bit of Christmas in it,
Okay,
but Cynthia's going to play the sauce, so there's going to be a little bit of spooky in it too.
okay.
Ooh, okay.
You might want to get your blankie.
Oh no, oh no.
around me, children, a story I will tell about pretty boy Floyd the outlaw, Oklahoma knew him well. It was in the town of Shawnee on a Saturday afternoon. His wife there in the wagon, and to the town they drew. There a deputy sheriff approached them in a manner rather rude, using vulgar words and language his wife she overheard. Pretty boy grabbed a log chain, the deputy grabbed a gun. In the fight that followed, laid the deputy down. Took to the trees and the timbers on the Canadian River shore. Pretty boy found a welcome many a farmer's door. Well, he took to the trees and the timbers, and he lived a life of shame. Every crime in Oklahoma was added to his name. Was many a starving farmer, the same old story told, how the outlaw paid their mortgage, saved their little home. Others tell about a stranger coming begging for a meal, and underneath his napkin left $1,000 bill. Was in Oklahoma City, it was on a Christmas day. Come a whole carload of groceries with a letter that did say, well, you say that I'm an outlaw, and you say that I'm a thief. Here's a Christmas dinner for the families on relief. Through this world you'll travel, through this world you'll roam, but you never see an outlaw drive a family from its home. Through this world you'll ramble, meet lots of funny men. Some will rob you with a 6-gun, some with a fountain pen.
Thank you, Joshua and Cynthia.
Thank you.
I didn't know,
That's
it's
awesome.
weird, it's really, yeah, it's neat. Weird.
Devin, you wanna say?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do the one that I spoke to you about on the phone.
Okay.
If it's all right.
This is one of those fun songs.
Yeah.
All right.
It's got some notes here, and I'm going to read it because it leads into it really well. Christmas is a special time of year. It is a time of family, friends, faith, and films. Don't you all enjoy the holiday movies? Well, we're moving. Well, I've been singing a song that I learned for years to my children and now grandchildren, or whoever else's children that will listen. I have no idea who wrote it or how to give it credit. You may find the children in your life will enjoy it, so I'm sharing it with you, and I'm going to sing this tune to the tune of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Randolph the bow-legged cowboy had a pair of shiny guns, and if you ever saw it, you would turn around and run. All of the other cowboys used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Randolph join in any reindeer games. Then one snowy Christmas Eve, the sheriff came to say, Randolph, with your gun so bright, won't you guide my posse tonight? Then how the cowgirls loved him as they shouted out with glee. Randolph the bow-legged cowboy, you'll go down in history. Merry Christmas and Happy Trails.
That's awesome. That's
Good.
awesome. Cynthia and Joshua, y'all wanna sing another song?
Oh, do you? Oh, okay, all right.
Okay,
Probably played the washboard.
We got a captive audience.
we've
Oh,
got a
did you
captive
bring your
on.
wash tub days?
Yeah, it's in the car.
Oh, well, it
What
does
y'all
no
fixing
good
to
to
play?
us here in the car.
Oh, what y'all fixing to
Christmas
play?
in prison.
Huh?
Christmas in prison.
Wow. You've got the funny, happy songs. We got
Yeah.
the-
I'll play wash tub with y'all another time. I thought about bringing it, but I left it in the car.
This is a John Prine song. It's one of my favorite Christmas songs. It was Christmas in prison, and the food was real good. We had hot dogs and pistols carved out of wood. And I dream of her always, even when I don't dream. Her name's on my tongue, and her blood's in my stream. Wait a while, eternity. Old Mother Nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rowing, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. She reminds me of a chess game with someone I admire, or a picnic in the rain after a prairie fire. Her heart is as big as this whole goddamn jail, and she's sweeter than saccharin at a drugstore sale. Wait a while, eternity. Old Mother Nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God. The searchlight in the big yard spins around with the gun and spotlights the snowflakes like dust in the sun. It's Christmas in prison, there'll be music tonight. I'll probably get homesick, I love you, good night. Wait a while, eternity. Old Mother Nature's got nothing on me. Come to me, run to me, come to me now. We're rolling, my sweetheart, we're flowing by God.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, Joshua. I would like to, Brandon, can you show, okay, I would like to say, thanks to our musicians. First of all, Denver Nobles, like Denver said, I've been knowing Denver over 20 years, almost 20 years now. And Denver has, him and his lovely wife Rosalind have been a great inspiration to me. I met Denver in the support group, and you know, it's great. They have been really good to me, good people, and their credit to Lafayette, you know, and their support group is every first and third Sunday of the month at the Lutheran Church, which is behind Academy. And if anybody wants to know about it, they can call. Y'all got my number up there, Bob. 258-9425. And also, if anybody, like I'm alone most of the time, even though I am blessed with people in the support group, this great girl, Nellie, and Carol and everybody, and also Emily Welch, who couldn't be here, who's a regular. Emily, we love you. We hope you're all right. We hope you're there next week. And also, what can I say about Jordan Pierre you? She's a great girl. Anyway, I know some good people, so that's good. But so anyway, I was just saying, if anybody is by themselves and want to talk to somebody, 258-9425. I'll be glad to talk to anybody.
Call now if you have any questions.
Yeah, and also I'd like to thank Joshua and Cynthia, who are class act people. Joshua teaches at
CC.
SLCC. He's a teacher, man. He's an educator. And they're great people, man. Cynthia's besides being beautiful, she's a very nice, sweet girl,
Thank you.
And of course, we got beautiful girls on the show. That's a new experience for me too, so I like it, And nice girls, so that's
You're
really
swimming in ladies.
that's a nice experience. Huh?
You're swimming in ladies.
I know, I'm swimming in there.
I've got a question for you both, Josh and Cynthia. How did you both get together and get involved in bluegrass?
Ooh. I started studying bluegrass about 15 years ago, and played with a few bands in Illinois, and we met and fell in love about 5 years ago. And
we fell in love right away?
Just a few years ago, she's like, well, I need to start playing something. So she's busy. She plays the mandolin, the fiddle, the washboard, and the saw.
I'm learning all of them.
That's
So
great.
it's
Greater
him
and lesser
that I got
extents.
involved in playing music. I've always loved listening.
Well, we're gonna have y'all on again, and maybe we'll have the three of y'all, y'all two in Denver play.
We've played
We've
together
played
a few
before, yeah.
times out there, and they get along pretty good.
That's
with
good.
those instruments. So.
We'll have y'all on again. And we'll have-
Plan it next time.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's great. Great.
And also now, I guess we have kind of like a variety show, because the next thing we can talk about, we got Carl Davis, who is kind of like into the metaphysical, the unseen world like Nellie is. Of course we all are into and this is a spiritual program. And Carl is going to talk about mushrooms. So Carl, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I got, the last time on this program, I promised everybody I was going to talk about the reishi mushroom.
Talk up.
I need to get my mic up closer. Yeah, so I need to make more noise here. So I got a book by Terry Willard that I'm going to read from. And first I'll tell you something about the author. Terry Willard, PhD, has spent almost 2 decades studying the healing properties of the plant world. His books and courses are used throughout North America to teach aspiring herbalists the basic facts of their profession. Dr. Willard has an extensive background in the research and design of herbal formulas. His Wild Rose products have been used for almost 15 years by people around the world. Terry is also a member of the Canadian government's Expert Advisory Committee on Herbs and Botanical Preparations. As such, he has been instrumental in the movement to legitimize and improve the use of herbs for health care. Now, this book was written 25 years ago, and this is what was going on back then. There's a note on the bottom that says, for those who would prefer to skim the scientific section, simply read the summaries in the shaded boxes. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through a couple of chapters here and just read the summaries. RNA from reishi disrupts viral diseases by inducing interferon production. Now, there is scientific evidence here supporting everything that's said. Reishi inhibits bacteria, staphylococci, streptococci, and bacillus pneumoniae. Again, polysaccharides, long branch chains of sugar, seem to be the main immune immodulators in reishi. Polysaccharides increase RNA and DNA in the bone marrow where immune cells such as lymphocytes are made. Decoction of reishi produces immune-enhancing responses in mice. Decoction is one of the things that we were dealing with, that we made some decoctions.
Okay.
Reishi augments immunoglobulin G and expands the memory of T cells. Reishi is officially listed, oh, this is a good one. Reishi is officially listed as a substance for treating cancer by the Japanese government. I'm going to read that one more time. Reishi is officially listed as a substance for treating cancer by the Japanese government. That's pretty big. Long-term treatment of cancer with reishi has success. Here's another thing that I didn't know until I read this book. Vitamin C appears to increase the absorbability of reishi polysaccharides, improving treatment of cancer and other types of diseases. So that would indicate to me that if we're going to take any of the decoctions or anything reishi, if we take a little vitamin C with it, it will help with the absorbability of the reishi mushroom. Reishi wakes up the immune system early to fight cancer, helping to prevent it. 50% of the cancerous tumors in mice completely regressed 10 days after injection of reishi. Even in small doses, a polysaccharide from reishi inhibited 100% of tumors in mice.
Okay, wait, let me stop for a second, Carl. You know, like Carl's, I get some liquid mushrooms from Carl. The reishi is in there.
Decoction and tincture.
You have a lot of different types of mushrooms in the concoction.
Yeah, there are 5 different mushrooms in there.
And you will cover as we go along all of them. And
Yes,
okay.
not today, but I will get to all, yes.
Go ahead. So,
All right.
We want to very, very specifically tell everybody not to take any mushrooms unless you check with your doctor first. Okay,
Yes,
go ahead.
yeah. Yes. And here's a strange one. Confidence in reishi has stimulated patent applications. I'm not sure what that's all about, but that's stated. Here's blood and heart information. Reishi reduces blood fat levels, including bad cholesterol. Reishi improves 81.77% of heart disease patients in 9 Chinese hospitals. Mycelium of reishi is also found to be very effective. In up to 48% of heart disease patients, reishi caused a marked improvement. In up to 80%, a general improvement. This included patients with elevated blood lipids. And reishi lowers high blood pressure. Now, I'm going to stop with this book and I'm going to read some out of this book because I've got a time schedule here.
okay, yeah.
And this is written just a year ago. This was released about a year ago, so this is new information on reishi. They dose themselves with the germ of golden jade and eat the finest fruit of the purple polypore fungus. By eating what is germinal, their bodies are lightened and they are capable of spiritual transcendence. That was written by Wang Chung in 100 AD. Ling Shi means spirit plant or tree of life mushroom in Chinese. During the Ming Dynasty, the fungus was also known as qi zi, meaning red mushroom. Ji is an ancient name for various polyphore mushrooms. The Chinese character for Ling Shi is composed of 3 calligraphic characters or pictures together that mean shaman and praying for and rain. Reishi, meaning divine spirit or spiritual mushroom, is from the Japanese tradition, where it is also known as the phantom mushroom or varnished conch. It may be related to the transformation of Buddha into Rishi, meaning forest sage. Another name, Manantaki, means 10,000-year mushroom or mushroom of immortality, and this is what I stated to you last week. The Japanese also know it as Saiwataki, good fortune mushroom, or Sanuchataki, meaning monkey seed. Ganoderma is from the Latin gan, meaning shiny, and derm, meaning skin. Lucidum also means shiny or brilliant, due to the bright varnish appearance. That's all. Okay, I'm finished, they tell me.
Okay,
Yeah, and can I just say real quickly too, that before you take any kind of mushrooms, please check with your doctor. Some of them are not to be ingested, so make sure. What?
The pictures of the mushrooms to show.
We're done. We'll do it next time. Yeah. I just want to talk very quickly so Bob can get some more things in before the show's done. First of all, I would like to say hello to Angela and Michael and tell them thank you from the bottom of my heart because they came over tonight at Ann's table when we were sitting there. The crew was there and they told talked to us about how much they appreciate the show and everything that we're doing. They said it was very helpful. We'd like to say thank you very, very much for the encouragement that you offered to us and the uplifting. Last week I talked briefly about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, which I found out a lot about after I saw a movie. And I just kind of wanted to touch base on how that's been coming along since last week and what I've been doing to try to help myself deal with it. And I was going to try to do like Bob and share some of my journey with this and what it's been helping me, and hopefully some kind of way it will pass out to you out there. And I just wanted to read, this is some of the research that I found on post-traumatic stress disorder. It says brain abnormalities associated with anxiety disorder, which is caused from the trauma. It says conditioned fear is regarded as the primary mechanism underlying many anxiety disorders, phobias, and post-traumatic stress disorder. A conditioned fear exists when a neutral stimulus is strongly associated with an aversive one in a person's mind. After a while, the neutral stimulus alone suffices to produce anxiety. Anxiety disorders can be treated successfully with behavioral therapies that extinguish the underlying conditioned fears. Now in the movie, they talked about the movie Beautiful Dreamer, and this is where I learned about this because my dad was in the war, and we all know that a lot of our fathers and our grandfathers suffered from this, but nobody knew what it was back then. And now to understand how it works and some of the behaviors that are associated with it is a great power tool. And I was just so grateful to really come to understand some things and come to terms. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who, not even just, from the war, from an accident. And we had a friend of ours, and when I posted on Facebook, she talked about, everything that she still goes through from her car accident. And so everybody experiences trauma to some degree. And what I had started doing was I found a doctor, actually. I went to talk to him, and he didn't do anything. He didn't prescribe me any medication. But just sitting there and talking to me about the process and some things I could do with reducing the anxiety and stress really helped me. And then I had also come across another doctor called Dr. Lisa Rankin. She is a whole health medical doctor. She is a registered family doctor. And she says this, and it really helped me, which I already knew that, but to sort of reiterate it for me to practice these stress-releasing tools. She said the body cannot heal unless it is out of the stress mode. Every time you have positive thoughts, beliefs, or feelings, your body releases hormones like oxytocin, I think that's how you say it, nitric oxide, dopamine, and endorphins. And when you are under stress, it is cortisol, acid, stomach acid, and a lot of other things. And so your body cannot heal and be in stress mode at the same time. So I think that's a really good thing to remember. One of the power tools I use is just simply to clap my hands together like this and hold it and then rub my hands together, and you immediately feel a wash. You feel your heart slow down. The other one I have is that I put my hands...
Heartburn from it? Heartburn?
Oh yeah, because stomach acid and all that, stress makes the stomach acid and the cortisol, and it keeps you in a fight or flight syndrome. And so these things, one of the things I found that has really been helping me comes from the Heart Math Institute, and it is called Heart Intelligence. Heart intelligence is the flow of awareness, understanding, and intuition we experience when the mind and emotions are brought into coherent alignment with the heart. If you take in a breath, most people, will take it in from the core of their stomach or their chest. If you try sometimes to take the breath in and go through the heart chamber, if you try that right now, everybody, and see what a difference it feels, that you automatically, everything feels like it comes down, your blood pressure. So when we're in that stress mode and we're going into that trauma mode of those memories or whatever from the post-traumatic stress disorder, if we can remember to try to start doing these things, it does take the edge off of it, and it doesn't last as long.
What would you say what they are again?
Talking about doing just simple things like clapping your hands together and rubbing them together and put your head down. Put your head down, because when we get under stress, you tend to what? You tend to crimp your neck, and all of your spinal fluid gets all crimped. Your shoulders come up here, and that spinal fluid's got to flow to that brain. So the more that you're going through this experience, and the more you're going through the anxiety, the more you're crimping up, and the worse it's going to be. So the heart intelligence is thinking about your heart connection to your brain, and that's just a little tidbit of something that I'm learning on my journey that I wanted to share with y'all. And I just quickly have just a few little Christmas carols, just little tidbits that I'm going to sing in tribute to y'all, and then Bob's going to finish on out with whatever he wants to talk about.
Okay.
Or you want to go ahead and
Let me talk, and we'll finish up what you say.
Okay.
First of all, I'd like to say I've been interviewing Nellie about her life and about her healing practice, and it will be in the Test News pretty soon. The Test News is the St. Martinville paper, which is, you have great people that work over there. Ken, Henry Clay, everybody, the whole gang have been so cordial and nice to me, like a family. And we'll have, that's the St. Martinville paper, my hometown, and we will have that interview with Nellie one day soon, I think. And also, so anyway, and also I would like to say again, hello Emily Wells. We love you, Emily. We all do. We hope you're there next time. Hello, Jody Bienvenue. What can I say about Jody? Hello, Miss Jackie Ballou, an angel on my shoulder. Hello, Joan Seymour, another angel on my shoulder. So, and hello, Possum Bertrand, my buddy. And hello, Jerry, the planners, and Cal. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night divine.
Thank you, Nellie.
You're welcome.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Brandon, how much time we got?
2 minutes.
Y'all want to sing?
Now, is there a song out?
Do you have another carol?
Why don't we all
Yeah, I'm
sing?
saying
Why
another
don't we
carol?
all sing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas"? Everybody knows it, and everybody
Oh.
can just sing along.
Okay.
I
Wouldn't that
actually
be great?
don't think I can.
All right, let's go.
But sing it and I'll fake it.
Yeah, you can take it.
Wait.
I'll fake it.
Okay.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Friends so far gather near to us, dear to us once more.
I don't know the song.
Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow.
Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Thank y'all for watching. We hope it has been
Happy holidays.
interesting. Happy holidays. We're gonna have our Christmas show next
Oh,
week.
yay.
We're gonna have Denver and next week, Denver, his son, Jim, and also, his dad will be on next week.
Thanks for tuning in,
And if y'all would
everybody.
like to come over, Carolyn and Cynthia, y'all welcome to come over and we might.
Thanks everybody for your support.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
We thank y'all for watching. We thank
you.
Jacob White for being a class act. God